How's it going, everyone? My name is Roshan C. Evans. Uh, you've been following me through my journey. A lot of you have through my journey as a sex offender. And I know that many of you that follow me wonder, like what actually, like how did I get here? And you see some of the things I have to go through, even though there's gaps and there's certain things missing. So hopefully we will get to that in a video. Anything that's missing that you want to understand, that you just don't quite understand yet. But one thing I want you to understand today is how I got here. How I got the case that I got as a sex offender behind a statutory rape case. So I'm gonna take you through it, and before I take you through it, I must say this. I understand that people always talk about how they want the truth. I understand how people always say, just be honest or be real. But, when you talk about the truth at times, especially people that love you or people that's next to you, they may tell you things not to say or why you shouldn't say this or don't do things. But this is my life, and I understand that the truth sometimes could be hurtful, or sometimes the truth could be screwed or misconstrued or changed or altered to fit somebody else's agenda, and I do understand that people are more so with perception instead of reality, so they like to live from a perception instead of the truth. Nobody want to know or follow the truth. Everybody want to follow some type of fantasy perception, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna say what I have to say. I'm gonna say the truth, and I'm gonna let you know how things are, how things happen, and I don't care how you perceive it. I don't care if you want to alter it and change my words to fit your personal agenda. It's up to you, but my journey, it actually started from a point before the point that I actually view as it started. When I was a kid, I can't remember how old I was. I'm 37 now. Well, I'll be 37 on May 28th, but I have about 2.5 weeks. When I was a kid, I used to go to church with my auntie, with my cousins, and I used to have video games and games in the basement where we go hang out, we'd go play while the adults will be upstairs and they will be attending church. There used to be a particular family that would come to church every Sunday and Wednesday just like we did. And this particular family, the mom would always stand in front of the church and talk about all these issues the family had. They wasn't right. But there was a girl that used to go downstairs and play with the rest of the kids. And this particular girl, as a kid, used to actually follow me around. Everywhere I go, she would be. I used to literally try to avoid this girl as a kid. And I don't know, she just used to follow me. I used to avoid her. I was not into girls or females yet, but she was into boys, obviously, because she used to follow me around, and I didn't want anything to do with her. As I grew up, I'm fast forward 14, I'm jumping. Around middle school, when I went to Flint Southwestern Academy, a particular day, I went to a football game, and upon entering the football game, as soon as I walked into the football game, I was approached by a woman, and this woman was so infatuated with me. She just thought I was very handsome, and she wanted me to meet her daughter, and she was not going to leave me alone until she found her daughter. She walked me around the football stadium throughout the halftime, searching for her daughter until she found her daughter. And when we found her daughter, we exchanged numbers, and when we exchanged numbers, she literally called me like, I don't know. She called me so much that we had the little bitty caller ID boxes. Back in the day, we had caller ID boxes, but I memorized her number within a few days of her calling me, and I pretty much stopped answering her phone calls after a few days because she was getting really annoying, and we didn't exchange numbers because I just met a female that I wanted to talk to. I exchanged numbers with this female on the strength of her mom, and the girl was quite irritated. I didn't know at this particular time that this was the same girl that used to follow me at the church when we was kids, and I didn't know that this was the same mom that used to stand in front of the church every Sunday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Friday, and every day we went to church with some kind of family issue. I didn't know that this was the same family. But I ended up stopping answering the phone for this young lady, and next thing I know, she started sending me letters to my house. I never responded to any of the letters at the house. Shortly after that, me and my mom had some in-home issues, and I took all my belongings that I wanted or that I felt was important to me, and I left. One of the items that I left with outside of my clothes and my shoes was a book, a little small address book that I stored probably every single phone number I've ever received in my life in this book. And I took that with me. A few years later, maybe a year or something, as I were living out in the streets with my friends, homeboys, doing what I wanted to do as a kid, I like, I don't know, not one of us didn't have a lot of women. It's just, we was a group of fly guys. I mean, that's what we were. So, this one particular year, while I was away from my mom and hanging out in the streets and grade Cayenne 11. Was it 11? You know what? No, I was in the 10th grade actually. I was in the 10th grade, and while I was a 10th grader, hanging out with my friends were 2 years older than me, and some was 3 years older, and they were pretty much off to college, freshmen in college, and when they came home for Christmas break one year, they asked me if I had any females. I told them I did not have any females, and we went back and forth a little. They said, bro, you got some females. And I went to my little book that I had when I left my mom's house, and I flipped the book, and out of everyone, I called the young lady, which I want to say her name, but I'm not. I called the young lady, and it was pretty late. When I called her, I asked her, can she get out? She said, yes, she can get out. She gave me the address. The conversation was short and quick. I wrote down the address, and we went to go pick her up. It was me in the back seat, and two of the camp associates or my friends riding in the front. One go by the name of Tank, and the other one go by the name of C. And we rode to go drive and pick her up. Tank was driving. On the way to her home, she called my phone and she said, do not come to my house. Meet me at the corner. So I told her we was almost there and to come on there. Now in my mind, I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm not thinking she's sneaking out the house. So we go pick this girl up, and we meet her at the corner. She get in the car. As soon as she get in the car, I can't even remember her saying not a word to me, nothing. I didn't say anything to her. She instantly went right in my pants and started touching me, and I instantly went right up in her shirt, and I was touching her. We never even kissed. I was touching her, she was touching me. That's all we was doing. We was touching each other. The front seat was watching us from the front seat to the back. When we pulled up to the house, we all got out. She walked in the house. It was a few other people there. My name is Rose. It was a guy there named Rashad. Was not a part of the camp. He was in the house. It was a guy named Tony there. And it was a twin there by the name of Terrell. He was there. So, there probably was some other people there that I just can't remember their name because it's been so long ago. But she walked in the house, me, Tank, and C stayed outside, and we was talking. And as we was talking, we was laughing and joking because I'm the little homie and they never seen me pretty much have this kind of action with a female, because most times the females, even though they may like me or be on me or want me or whatever the case may be, they always choose the older guys over me. But not this time. She actually wanted me. So she went in the house. We stayed outside. We was talking, laughing, and joking. By the time we went in the house and I looked around the house, I didn't see her. And I asked, where was she at? And they said she was upstairs. So I went upstairs, and she was upstairs in my room, butt naked, with the covers on her. And she was just boom. So I took my clothes off. I got in the bed on top of her, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get an erection to save my life because there was people standing in the back of the room. It was people standing around the bed. It was people looking through the vent. Like they were just watching. And it was uncomfortable. And I couldn't do it. And I tried. And I'll get a medium. I'll play with myself. I get a medium. I'll try to go in. It gets soft. I'll try to play with myself. I get a medium. I try to go in. It gets soft. I try to play with myself. I get a medium. And it just, that's how it was working. So, ultimately, we ended up putting back on our clothes, and the room cleared out. We walked downstairs, but as we was walking down the stairs, this young lady stopped, like literally, I can remember this like it was yesterday. She stopped the second stair from the bottom, and she started whispering back and forth with the guy with almost the same name as mine. My name is Roshan. This guy's name is Rashad. He's like 2 or 3 years older than me. And they was whispering back and forth to one another. And they was looking at me, laughing and joking and cracking jokes and doing whatever they wanted to do. And I ignored them. I seen them talking about me and, wanted to make fun about me because I couldn't keep an erection. But I ignored them. And next thing I know is they walked upstairs holding hands. They did whatever they did. I didn't go back up there. They came back downstairs. When they came downstairs, we all continued to hang out. Everybody. I mean, nothing happened out of my life. I mean, nothing happened that should not have happened. We was hanging out, and after a while, I can remember a guy named Tony asked her, is she ready to go home yet? Because we pretty much like kind of live together almost for the most part, except for Rashad and some of the other people. They completely stayed together every single day. It was not a day or a night we wasn't together. Whatever house one of us was at, we all was there. And Tony, he asked her, he said, are you ready to go home? And she said no. So we continued to hang out. I can't remember what time we actually left, but I know it was well after 12. And by the time we went home, it was the same seat order. Tank was driving. She was in the passenger seat. I was in the back behind the driver, and she was sitting next to me. And on the way to her house, she said, once again, do not go to my house. Drop me off at the corner. And again, none of us in the car is thinking anything about it. Or about her comment saying, do not drop me off at the house. Drop me off at the corner. We just dropped her off at the corner. When we dropped her off at the corner, instead of going in the direction of her home, she went somewhere else. Where did she go? I don't know. What time did she actually get home? I have no idea. What did she do when she left? Or when we dropped her off? I'm not certain. But one thing I know is the next day, we all left to go over the twins. Terrell have a twin. It's Darnell and Terrell. They mom just came home from prison, and it was Christmas time. Everybody was home for the holidays, so they wanted to cook her dinner for Christmas and surprise her. So we all went over the twins' grandparents' house on the north side of Flint, Michigan. Everybody left except one person, and that one person was Terrell. He's the only one that stayed over at the house we was at. And The next morning, or I should say a few hours later, Terrell came to me and said the police came over to the house looking for me. And I didn't believe it. He said they was looking for me for kidnapping. And I'm like, yeah, kidnapping, okay. And he like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, all right. He like, all right. And that was that. It wasn't any urgency in his voice telling me that he was serious about the police coming looking for me for kidnapping. Because, I mean, it was crazy. Like, I literally thought this man was joking. Nobody kidnapped her. So I disregarded his comment because I know it never happened. So a few weeks later, after I think a basketball game, I went over to McDonald's. We always go to McDonald's after a basketball game, and my assistant wrestling coach, which is a police officer, approached me. He said, "Hey, Roshan, what have you got yourself into?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he like, "You know what I'm talking about." And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "No, you know what I'm talking about." And come to find out, that kidnapping charge was real. But this time, the kidnapping charge changed from kidnapping to rape. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Because I know nobody was kidnapped. Nobody was raped. Period. So I told him exactly what happened. And he know who I am. He looked at me, he listened to me, and he told me to turn myself in the morning. He told me to tell them exactly what I told him and write a written statement. So I went home, I called the girl to ask her what is going on. And when I called her to ask her what's going on, it was like she was at some kind of party. Like you could hear the music in the background. You could hear like so much excitement in her voice. And she like, hello? The music in the background. And I'm like, LaToya. And as soon as she heard my voice, she would talk. It was like silence. You just hear her breathing in the phone. So I'm like, LaToya. LaToya, I guess I did just use her name, right? Well, her name is LaToya. I say LaToya. And there's no response. So I hang up the phone. I call her again from a different phone. She answered with the same enthusiasm as she answered from the first phone. Music in the background, like, you know, she's at a real party. But when she hear my voice, she wouldn't speak. She wouldn't say anything. So I hung up and I did it again, and it was the same exact results. Music in the background, voice had so much enthusiasm in it, but when she hear my voice, she wouldn't answer the phone. So I didn't call her anymore, and I wrote a 16-page statement stating everything that happened from the beginning to the end. I told them about how I called her, how she gave me the address, how we went to go pick her up, how she told me not to come to her home, meet her at the door. I told them how she got in the car and she went in my pants and started playing with me, how I was touching her chest, how we got to the house and she went upstairs to my room, got naked, laid in my bed, waited on me. I told them how I got in the bed with her naked and tried but couldn't because everybody was watching. I told them when we dropped her off, when I told them that she didn't go home after we dropped her off, she went somewhere else, and that was it because that's all I knew. They let me go and they disregarded it as an angry parent. I told them everything from the beginning to the end. They gave me a court date, and in my mind, my young 17-year-old naive mind, I was laughing at the charge. Because in my young 17-year-old naive mind, I really believed that as long as I told the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, there was nothing nobody can do to me. Period. At all. I was wrong. I was on the court. I never know what was going on in court. I know that I would go to court, I would get a piece of paper, and they would tell me to come back next month. But I'm like, what am I still coming back here for? What's the purpose of this? I mean, I told them what happened. I don't know what's going on. Nothing took place. I bumped into the young lady in the mall, and I bumped into the young lady in the mall, and when I bumped into the young lady in the mall, I seen her, I called her name, she looked at me, and she took off walking fast, just away from everybody. And she headed towards the exit. And I followed her, and I called her name. I'm like, hey, Latoya, hey, Latoya, hey, Latoya. And when she finally got around the corner by the door where nobody was at but me and her, she just turned around, bust out in tears, and just pleading, telling me, I'm sorry. It's not me, it's my mom. I don't know what to do. And it's like, what do you mean? Just tell her the truth. Nothing happened. What's going on here? And that was that. She said she don't know what to do. And it's her mama. Her mama won't listen to her. And she trying. But so that was the last time I spoke to her. Physically. Or any type of form, really. And I was going to court again. I'm mentally in my mind laughing because it's like, why am I here? And what they ended up charging me with, because they couldn't charge me with kidnapping because I didn't kidnap anyone. They couldn't charge me with rape because nobody was raped. So they ended up charging me with statutory rape. They got me to sign a plea deal with statutory, and they told me that if I didn't sign this plea deal for a statutory rape, I would do 15 years in prison. And I didn't want to do 15 years in prison. I didn't want to go away for 15 years. So they put this deal in front of my face at the age of 17. I'm in a courtroom by myself. No parents, no grandparents, no cousins, no aunties, no uncles, no friends. But in all actuality, I really didn't think I needed any of those people. I really didn't think I needed anybody to come to court with me. I really thought that I could handle this by myself. I really thought that all this would go away as long as I'm telling the truth. And I didn't see how they could charge me with anything anyway because nothing happened. So they told me if I did not sign this plea deal for statutory, I would get 15 years in prison, and I was only 17. I didn't want to do 15 years in prison. I couldn't even literally imagine myself doing 8 hours. They talking about prison. But 15 years when I'm 17, that's like my life again, behind bars, and I wasn't doing it. So I signed a plea deal for statutory, and supposedly it was 6 months ankle monitor, 4 years probation, and 10 years to register. Well, here go, 10 years to register. I signed this plea deal that I should not be on at the age of 17. I should have been off the registry at the age of 27. And I'm still on the sex offender registry, and I will be 37 years old May 28th, which is in 2 weeks. I'm 10 years overdue. They said since I was 17 years old, I was considered an adult. And if you're 16 and under, you are a minor. And you cannot legally consent to anything unless you have a legal parent or guardian's consent. We're a year and 4 months apart. We are literally 1 year and 4 months apart. Literally. But they consider me as an adult and looked at her as a minor and charged me with statutory. when we are 1 year and 4 months apart. And for some reason, I can't seem to get this case off of me. I can't get it off me. It won't let me go. It won't leave me alone. It follows me everywhere. It affects me in every single thing I do. It affects the way I live day to day. It affects the people around me. It affects the relationships that I have with people. I can't even get married. You know, the woman that I'm with right now won't even marry me because of this, but we together. Because she thinks that if we get married, then it would affect not only my housing situation, but hers too. She thinks that if people come looking for me, they would look for her too. And you know what? She's right. It is crazy. It affects my schooling. It affects, my employment. On people hiring me and giving me a job. Nobody want to give me a job. Nobody want to give me a place to live. It affects everything in my life. And this happened when I was 17. And the deal that I signed, it should have been expired. But it haven't expired. And it's still following me. And it's not going to let me go. Ever. In Texas, in Houston, Texas, where I'm living, this is a Flint, Michigan case, but in Houston, Texas, they want me to register as a sex offender for the rest of my life. Behind a case that's a Michigan case that have nothing to do with Texas, a case that's a misdemeanor in Michigan, that I still shouldn't even have a case because nothing happened, but in Texas, they're classifying it as a felony. I don't know what to do. I've tried everything I could to clear my name. I tried everything I could to clear my record. I reached out to some of everybody. Churches, famous people, lawyers. Nobody wanted to help me. And it's like, what do I do? It's like, the numbers of black males in America that get falsely incarcerated on a regular. I wonder how many of those cases are sex offenses that will never let you go. I wonder how many of those false accusations that destroy black men in America every single day have black men on death row right now. I got a death sentence behind a case that was no crime. We were kids being kids, hanging out as kids, doing what we wanted to do when nobody was around, which was hang out and be adults. We was adults when nobody was around. We was being fat. Yes, we were. The difference was I didn't have parents or somebody to give me rules, and she did. And I didn't know what kind of rules she had because she didn't disclose them to me because she was doing what she wanted to do, which was be wrong. And her decisions affected me, they are affecting me right now. They affected me then, and they gonna continue to affect me every single day that go by. And I need help. Somebody need to help me get this case off me because I don't know what to do. I feel like it be driving me crazy. All I want to do is see change. I want to see change some type of way. If I cannot get my record clear, I know that black men, and I know that false accusations will never stop happening because people always lie on others so they don't get in trouble. I know that people will never stop being falsely accused, going in and out of prison behind crimes they never committed. I just wish that it didn't have to happen this way. I just wish that people did not use the leverage of life that they have in certain areas to destroy somebody else's life because they don't want to get in trouble. It's sad, it's hurtful, and I don't think people understand what they are doing to people when they do something like this. And I just hope one day, I do wish one day that I can get this off my record. I do wish that one day I can live regular. I do wish that I can go put an apartment in my name if I wanted to, or go put a house in my name, get accepted by the homeowners association. I do wish that, I can get a decent job so that I can not only just support me, but support people around me, like my woman, my daughter. I just wish that nobody had to go through what I'm going through right now today behind something that shouldn't be.